Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the AniMango TokuCast. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Makotoa.
my dude, welcome back. On today's episode, we're going to be reviewing for you Lupinranger vs. Patranger, number 18. We just got done watching it, and it was really good. I thought it would lead to a two-parter, just because the standard formula of how that usually goes, but it subverted my expectations, and we got a pretty nice, good striker focus, I believe.
Yeah. That was interesting. Huh.
It makes me wonder, are we... I know I've accused Good Striker of being way more important than he was before the show started, but is there a possibility that he might end up being the sixth ranger? Because they did sort of hint at him being a lot more human, you know? I don't know. Could be someone else. Could be a red herring. I'm not sure. Actually, it wouldn't make too much sense, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to transform into the other stuff. But yeah. Outside of that, there was some pretty good planning on either side of the fence here. With the Patrangers, they had a pretty cool plan, pretty cool in execution, to get Goody back on their side, and it was playing a little dirty, and then swooping in with the grapple. Oh, that was fun. Yeah. And it led to one of the coolest fights I've seen in a while. Like,
oh yeah, the inside the cockpit fights between Lupin, Red, and Patranger,
Nigo, and Sango. Yeah, because we haven't gotten too much in terms of, like, creativity with their fights. It's usually just, oh, they're fighting, that's the spectacle. But we got fights in the cockpit. We got fights with the villain, with a cockpit that's, you know, all out of whack, and then also down on the ground we've got 1v2. I don't know, everything was just interesting visually. There was a lot going on with the story. I was pretty happy with this episode, honestly.
Yeah. When we saw the Red swoop in and just take over the cockpit, that came out of nowhere for me. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Like, when before we started recording, I was waiting on you guys to call me, and I woke up in a haze, and I completely forgot that this episode was the one they were going to have that weird combination. I'm sad the Patrangers got knocked out, but it was really cool while it was happening. I would have liked to see them, like, come together and do the finisher. I also really appreciate the amount of thought that went into the logistics of this. Like the writing staff clearly thought about this episode. Mm-hmm. Like, they, more so than you think they would, like, they put more effort into building up something about the Lupin collection. They put a lot of thought into, oh hey, if the dude grows and the thing's still inside, does it scale with it? No. I mean, like, just something that you wouldn't think about. I don't know. I was just deeply pleased and pleasantly surprised with the amount of care that they took this episode.
Well, I think it was interesting that we got to see the origins of Good Striker, and
more or less
that he's, you know, where his consciousness came from, because they honestly could have just been like, yeah, this one's just sentient and that's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah,
they
definitely
actually gave some kind of, you know, semi-explanation for it, which I was not expecting us to get. So yeah, they took care of something with more detail than I was expecting to this episode, and I like hearing more about the Lupin collections, like lore and history and stuff, and like this whole concept that apparently that the Lupin collection was originally from a different world, the villain's world, and that the I can't even remember his name.
Arsène Lupin?
Arsène. Yeah, he's the one who has apparently transformed them to be compatible with humans or usable by humans. So it's an interesting concept. I'm interested to.
Yeah, and it we got a taste of it early on, and I feel like I don't know if the writer for this episode was the head writer, but if it was, many props, because we had problems with Zyuohger for not tapping into that overarching story often enough, and I feel like this was a good, like, oh hey, we're recognizing that issue. We are
episode or like 18 though is starting to feel like we're pushing it now.
I don't know, because around the time when our 6th Ranger is about to appear, or in this case our 7th/8th, that's usually when story starts to ramp up. So I don't know. It is episode 18. It is taking us a while, but
and episode 19 doesn't look like it's going anywhere.
I don't know. Sakuya focused, so I'm already not feeling too good about it. But we'll see. Outside of that, I don't know. This was just a really solid episode. Like, one of the best that I've seen from this show. I don't want to say it is the best, but like all the other ones that I perceive as better just felt really different. This episode felt like it was from the show it was meant to be from. And then the other ones just sort of felt like, oh, that was a good episode of Sentai. Huh?
There's that one comedy episode.
Well, no, because, like, that was a good this episode was a good Lupinranger versus Patranger episode. The other ones felt like good, they stuck to the formula really well. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of time for this to sort of...
I mean, you said at the beginning of our watch-along that you were enjoying... or you liked how they sort of were reusing the black sheep suit, because I wasn't expecting that thing to come back.
Oh yeah, like
it is, and it wasn't like this out of the realm of believability for why he was back and what they were trying to do. And
well, I mean, like, and even we didn't even get a reason. Like, we don't even know how he came back just yet. Presumably it's Goshu, but
she's like, you owe me for this one. So
yeah, exactly. But like, how did she get in?
I mean, she's got a that's true, and I think in the next episode we might be delving into what Patrangers concluded in this episode. They might have a mole among them. Mm-hmm. Probably going to be that.
Or we might just drop that for a good 10 more episodes and then come back to it again later.
No, I think we're going to, like, it's going to be an episode that's focused on Green for the most part, but I also think we're going to have that to Who's the Mole.
I'll be pleasantly surprised if that happens. Because, I don't know. We'll see. It
looks that way to me, so hopefully, and it's not just like sort of a more fillery type episode. Yeah. And it's weird saying that. I loved frickin' Zyuohger's focused episodes, even if they didn't advance anything in the plot. But here, it's...
But see, that's because you had a pretty big tie with most of the cast, and this one, it has some good ones, but there are definitely some characters that need a bit of fixing, so it's not always going to be a hit. I At least, that's how I interpret it. Anyways, yeah, so tell us in the comments down below what you thought about this episode, because I'm interested in keeping this discussion going. Yeah, what do you think is the main point that Arsène Lupin had to create, this system? He basically created their entire, transformation system. So, just curious. Anyways, guys, that just about does it for us. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. If you want to sit down and watch this episode along with us, the watch along went up yesterday, so go ahead and check that out. And just as well, I released my first few things on Shapeways. So if you're into the Soto line, I have recreated the Pandora box made specifically for the scale of Soto figures. So if you're interested in that, the link to my the shop Frozen's Foundry is in the link in the description down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
See you next time.
Oh shoot! You did Alex's part and your part. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Did you do that last time? Did I not catch that?
I didn't.
What did you do last time?
I just did Alex's part.
Oh, okay.
Because next time wouldn't work if I was just saying it alone.